High-quality cameras in everybody's hands is a blessing and a curse. Your best and worst moments can be easily captured for the world to see. No one is safe, especially not our favorite celebrities. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake's Super Bowl performance was one for the history books, unfortunately for the wrong reasons. During their halftime performance, Janet was supposed to have a super cool costume reveal. Justin Timberlake was supposed to rip off a piece of her shirt to reveal like a bralette thing. However, he ripped off everything, and Jackson was exposed to thousands of fans in the stadium and millions watching at home. This is such a nightmare scenario, but what made it worse was the after. While Janet Jackson later went on to tell the public what was supposed to happen, that her goal wasn't to expose herself to all of America, lots of people were skeptical. Her music was blacklisted from radio stations, her career took a major hit, and has never fully recovered. Which sucks, because Janet Jackson is super talented and now has to deal with all that while dealing with the fact that millions saw her in that vulnerable state. She told USA Today that the situation was truly embarrassing. But what about the other half of it all? The man who pulled off the fabric, Justin Timberlake? He was fine. Nothing happened to his music on the radio, and his career is still going relatively strong. The general public is still divided about whether or not this whole thing was planned. Let me know in the comments what you think. The ceremonial first pitch in baseball has been around forever. It's a time for celebrities and other public figures to show off their hidden sports skills, or lack thereof. 50 Cent is a great rapper, but he did very much miss the mark during the 2014 Mets-Pirates game. His throw is probably like 2 meters 6 feet to the left of home plate. He nearly hits a camera guy. I honestly can't even fault him because I know I would be worse. I will not be throwing stones from a glass house today. The video is just funny though. It's kind of a sweet moment too. It sure did make everybody smile. The pitch has reached baseball card status. That is right, you too can hold a piece of embarrassing celeb history right in your hand. The 50 Cent pitch baseball card was released in February of 2015. Luckily, 50 Cent's pitching skills have no effect on his ability to make good music. Debby Ryan, in her Disney Channel days, truly was the gift that kept on giving. We have the infamous ear tuck from Radio Rebel, but specifically the interview with Shine On Media posted to their YouTube on October 16th, 2014. I love this interview. Debby told Teen Vogue after that she wants to be the shade of iconic that is Grace Kelly and Audrey Hepburn, and I fear she is. I have the Shine On Media interview basically memorized. Is it cringe? Is it embarrassing? Yes and yes, but it's also incredibly pop culturally significant. One line from this went incredibly viral. Ryan said, "I went into the Disney Channel building and I sat down with the president of Disney Channel and said, I want to make history." And that's what this is. What was she talking about? Her character's wedding on the Disney Channel show Jessie, and it was history. Even though that line was what went viral, that's not even the wildest part of the interview. They cover being a T-Rex and Debby's talent of throwing things and catching them in her mouth. Really, you can't guess what's happening next, and I love it. The video of Jerry Seinfeld refusing to hug Kesha makes its rounds on social media like once a year, and without fail, I cringe. It's just pain. You know, you're not entitled to anyone no matter who you are, how big of a fan you are, but to get rejected on a red carpet while the person you look up to is doing an interview and then after them saying they don't know who you are, that is brutal, dude. It's a hard watch. Kesha tries 3 times for a hug and nope. The incident happened on the night of Laughter and Song Red Carpet in 2017. Seinfeld did go on to explain his side of the story, saying, "I was right in the middle of an interview, it was a little off, and I don't hug a total stranger. I have to meet someone, say hello, I got to start somewhere." In 2018, an unlikely individual got revenge for Kesha. Cardi B! Cardi B was on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis, and Seinfeld was there as well. As Cardi exits the interview, she hugs Zach, but totally ignores Seinfeld, to which Seinfeld responds, "That was the opposite of what happened with Kesha." Apparently, Kesha and Jerry Seinfeld met up again and laughed about the moment together, but I'm not sure if a hug has happened yet. Justin Bieber was 18 years old when he threw up in front of thousands of people. I don't know if y'all have ever thrown up, but that's personal. You don't want to be doing that in front of thousands of adoring fans. It happened during Justin's Believe tour in 2012 on the first night. The first incident was during Justin's song Out of Town Girl, where it happened right on the stage. You can see the tour dancers trying to avoid the spot. The second time he did run off stage during Beauty and the Beat. Apparently, the tummy trembles were a result of drinking too much milk before the show. The dairy industry was stressing from this bad publicity. I'm kidding, of course. After Beauty and the Beat, Justin was fine. Nothing else happened, thank goodness. He posted a picture to Instagram later in the night of him resting up in bed to get ready for the next show. The rest of the tour was a hit. It made over $40 million, and there was a lack of illness the rest of the way through. Madonna falling during the 2015 Brit Awards was equally as embarrassing as it was just scary. I remember literally gasping while I watched the video. She gets yanked. Madonna was performing Living for Love and was wearing this beautiful long cape attached to her outfit. During the performance, the cape is supposed to be dramatically ripped off by her backup dancers. Unfortunately, something went wrong, and when that cape was yanked, so was Madonna. It was right at the start of the performance too. It's Madonna. She's a professional, and she still gets up, she gives a stellar performance, but she was pulled down some stairs, and I can't even imagine being the person that pulled Madonna down the stairs. How did they keep going? Apparently, everything went so wrong because there were changes made to her cape and the choreo. She explained her side of the story on the Jonathan Ross show, saying the situation was a horrible nightmare and a horror show for the audience and her. She did receive a medical check-in and thankfully was okay. The 2013 Oscars were iconic for one reason, and that was the Jennifer Lawrence stair trip. 22-year-old Lawrence had just won the Oscar for Best Actress. She's wearing this beautiful long gown, which is her undoing because she trips and falls on her way up the stairs. But it's Jennifer Lawrence, so she plays it off so well, works it into her speech. She gets a standing ovation, and when she's finally up to the podium, she addresses the crowd saying, "You guys are just standing up because you feel bad that I fell, and that's really embarrassing." The crowd loves her, and though it was embarrassing, now it's part of the Lawrence charm to be a little bit clumsy. It's why we love her. She's human just like us. And honestly, if you look at pictures of the fall, she still looks great. Kanye stealing the mic from Taylor Swift at the 2009 VMAs just gets worse the longer you think about it. I remember first hearing about this and thinking that maybe Kanye was the presenter or something, but no, he literally was in the audience and got up because God told him to. He revealed that little piece of info in an interview with Nick Cannon 3 years ago. But in 2009, basically Kanye gets a direct call from God to get up on that stage. He grabs the mic from a 19-year-old Taylor Swift and says, "I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time." When he said Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time, he wasn't wrong, but this award was not Video of the Year. This was Best Video by a female artist. Later in the night, Beyonce won Video of the Year. So Kanye did all that for nothing, and poor Taylor had to stand up on that stage and have her moment stolen. Beyonce is a class act, and later, when accepting the award for Video of the Year, she called Taylor back on stage to have her moment. This kind gesture was the beginning of a beautiful, long friendship. The Oscars create memorable moments. See the Jennifer Fall of 2013. But probably the most memorable Oscars moment possibly ever has gotta be the Will Smith Chris Rock slap heard around the world. I remember where I was. It was 2022 and Chris Rock is doing his little bit before announcing the Best Documentary Feature Award, and he makes a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head. Jada has alopecia, a disease that causes hair loss, so the joke was in poor taste. Will Smith decided the best way to handle the situation was to walk right up on the stage and slap Chris Rock across the face, then scream at him from the audience. The entire thing was so wild, no one knew if it was real or not, and when it was confirmed to have not been scripted, it was all anybody talked about for the next few weeks. Will Smith is now banned from attending the Oscars for 10 years, and his career has taken a pretty substantial hit since that show. Even a year later, we're still getting new info about the incident. Ahead of the memoir release, Jada told People that her and Will were separated for 6 years before the slap, and that just makes it all a little bit worse somehow. For a mood switch before the end here, Fergie singing the national anthem at the 2018 NBA All-Star Basketball game is one of my favorite videos on the internet. I am of course Canadian, so I have such a vague idea of what the American anthem is, but when I sing it, I'm singing it like her. We know that Fergie is talented, but what happened, right? She was so into it, and if you look at the players' faces, they're all trying not to laugh so hard, it's painful. The Fergie edition of the anthem was so bad, she had to put out a statement saying, "I'm a risk taker artistically, but clearly this rendition didn't strike the intended tone. I love this country and honestly tried my best." I do want to know what the intended tone was, and I want to see soundcheck. This moment was caught in literal 4K, but it is now immortalized in a children's book too. That's real success right there. The book is called The Ferg American National Anthem, A Civic Story. It was released November of 2021, and it's highly encouraged that the reader listen to Fergie's anthem while reading. I love the video every time it's on my For You page. Trust, I am singing along, and the let's play some basketball at the end is just such a nice touch. Thanks so much for listening along, everybody, and enduring any secondhand embarrassment to watch this list. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and make your mark on the comment section down below. This is Juliana signing off. Bye!